Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. Big news, guys. Big news. So I was on an airport run. A friend of mine was leaving the country and I was like, hey, I'm off. Let's hang out, because we didn't get time to hang out. And I drove him to the airport and I drove back by myself. But when I got home, I checked Metal Game Solid. If you haven't checked metalgamesolid.com out, check it out. It is the cutting edge, the place where you get all the best retro and FPGA gaming related news. So I checked it out, and there's an article written here from Taku where he says N64 cartridges on the SuperStationOne. What the heck? So we know this is running PlayStation games, Mega CDs, Sega Saturn, potentially Atari Jaguar as well. PC Engine CD has been confirmed. Focuses on the PlayStation 1 discs. Not only does it dump them, it actually runs them real time via the Super Dock, and it definitely deserves the name Super Dock. But guys, this is freaking amazing. So this article here refers to an X post from Taki, and we're going to have a look at that. We'll go over to the X post. Guys, this is banging. So just this weekend on the weekly news show, if you keep up with the channel, Taki showed this one here. So let's have a look at this. So this is the SuperStationOne running. So it's near the finishing line. It's amazing to see that final product, right? And there were like a few questions. So we've got, I think this is the one where we're going to see the PlayStation BIOS come up, and you remember that sound, right? If you know, you know. Hopefully it's not too loud, or actually it's not, you can't even hear it at all. But there you go, we've got a little bit of that Sony sound. So this was shown. But guys, look at this. This is absolutely banging, guys. So Nintendo 64 running here, right? On the top here, you can see that Nintendo 64 cartridge. And it's amazing. So Super Mario 64 now, it's taken a little bit of time to load, and Taki mentions that. So Taki here says, I've been messing around with N64 carts on SuperStationOne. Speed would need to drastically improve to make this practical. But guys, this is freaking amazing. So it's gone from running optical media to dumping it, playing it real time, to now like playing cartridges. And the question comes, right? The Analogue 3D has been delayed. Is the SuperStationOne now going to be the ultimate way for you to play? Okay, that might be a bit loud, but never mind, we'll go with it, right? So is this now the ultimate way to play the N64? Because I know I say it a lot, guys, but bloody hell, the MiSTer is king, and the SuperStationOne is an iteration of the MiSTer. So we've got cartridges, we've got Nintendo 64 cartridges working on the SuperStationOne. Okay, so it's not been integrated into a dock or anything, but guys, this is looking freaking good. So just imagine there's another component, because Taki did mention, and let's kind of have a look at those other X posts. So these are X posts that I featured in the weekly news video that aired yesterday. And Charlie here says, yo, looking forward to my Founders Edition. Will there ever be a possibility to play, for example, SNES N64 cartridges on this with an add-on? And Taki says, yes, it's possible. However, it can only be done when there are gaps in our schedule, right? So when there's gaps. So maybe, I don't know, maybe Taki got 30 minutes, an hour, I don't know. The guy's been working flat out. Then all of a sudden, we are seeing this, guys. We are seeing cartridges running on the SuperStationOne. Now, they haven't made like, you know, the dock or the add-on component that's going to go on there. But naturally, you're not going to make that before you test it. So it's wired in to the MiSTer FPGA that sits in the SuperStationOne, and it's running a freaking cartridge, guys. This is mind blown. Like, I saw this and I was like, wow. And another question here. So RGB says, are you considering cartridge docks other than the main dock for discs? Or would it be more like adapter add-ons to existing docks akin to Tower of Power, since the snack ports would mainly be for controllers? Great progress, by the way. And Taki says at the top, so whenever this comes, it's going to come up top. But guys, I mean, so we've got the MiSTer Multisystem 2. Those guys have started putting cartridge support for the MiSTer Multisystem 2. I don't think it's available yet, just the Multisystem 2 is, but they've shown Game Boy DMG cartridges, I remember running for sure. As well as that, You know, you've got the other FPGA consoles coming out, the M64 from ModRetro. Then you've got the Analogue 3D, which we know has been delayed to Q4, so likely a December release. Unlikely that'll be October, November, or December. But hey, who knows, right? Just speculation here. But Taki's really hitting it out of the park over here. Not only has he come and provided cheaper alternatives to MiSTer FPGAs, as well as that, the improvements that just keep happening with a SuperStation1. Honestly, guys, I wasn't very interested in a SuperStation1. Now my interest is at like 1000%. For the reason being is all these improvements that we keep seeing. I was like, okay, it's a PlayStation themed MiSTer FPGA. You know, okay, cool. It's going to play MiSTer FPGA. It's going to look like a PlayStation, and even if it dumps games, you're playing your backups. I mean, I don't really need one. You know, someone can send me footage. I can do a video on it. I don't need to have it on my shelf. But then all of a sudden, as well as dumping games, it can play those games. Then the next thing gets revealed that it's running the games real time. Then we find out it runs PC Engine CD, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, optical media, with someone questioned about Jaguar CD. And he said, well, it's a possibility. Someone asks about cartridge support and he says, yeah, maybe if there's a gap in my schedule. And like a day or two later, well, there's a gap in his schedule and he's showing cartridges running on the SuperStation1. Guys, this is freaking awesome. Share your thoughts about this. I know I sound hype, but this really is a hype moment in FPGA gaming, because we've just literally got this iteration of the MiSTer. I always say it, I'll say it loud and I'll say it proud, MiSTer is king. I like other FPGA devices as well, and I'm not putting any of those down, but heck, you know, what Taki is doing here, guys, is literally a one-stop solution to run your optical media, potentially to run your cartridges as well, and as well as that, running stuff off an SD card, or if you've got like a network running, I mean, you got different ways of like playing games. Guys, it's a great time for retro gaming. It's a great time for FPGA gaming. Do let me know what you think. You know, have you ordered one and now you're super happy, lying back thinking my Founders Edition is coming? Remember, I think they're currently available now. Let's have a quick look. Actually, let's go over to Retro Remake while we're on here. Oh, there you go. Let's see if it is available for pre-order, because last I remember we could pre-order this for Q1 2026. Wow, where have the years gone? Let's see if it's still available to pre-order. So going on it over here. So look, guys, it's not sold out. If you wanted to get one now and you wanted to get a device with a super dock that will run your optical media, and as well as that, it looks like by the time you get it in Q1 2026, don't quote me, but you might actually be playing freaking cartridges, guys. I just want to say, like, I'm not sponsored or associated with Taki, man, but hey, props to innovation when there's innovation, man. This guy is smashing it. So ships Q1 2026 or earlier, limit 1 per order. So if you were on the fence about it, maybe this is where you want to buy it. But share what you think about it before. I just recently got my buddy who I dropped to the airport that I said at the beginning of the video. I've got his Nintendo 64 that we grew up in playing. I've got like a bunch of games with it. There's some games that he couldn't find, man. He had like Resident Evil 2 and Perfect Dark. I didn't find those, but I got GoldenEye, F-Zero, Zelda, and FIFA 98, which I like, by the way. So guys, this is super interesting. Yes, I sound hype. Yes, this is hype. Share your thoughts about this below. This is freaking awesome. What else is Taki going to add to this? Is he now going to do is he going to show a video where the MiSTer actually gets up and does like my washing? Who knows what's next? What the hell is left now? Anyway, guys, be awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out. Cringe.